What's up YouTube, it's K.D.M Sports. As always, UFC 299 has come to a conclusion. A truly stacked card. I know for myself, I had an amazing time watching the whole event, from top to bottom, especially with the main card. In the main event, we had Sean O'Malley and Chito Vera, the long-awaited rematch, this time with higher stakes on the line. It was complete domination on Sean's end. The scorecards read 50-45, 50-45, and 50-44, very lopsided. As much as some of us aren't fans of Sean outside of the cage, when it comes to inside the cage, I definitely am a fan. His fighting style is impeccable. He put on a striking masterclass on Chito Vera. In my opinion, this was Sean's best performance so far in the UFC, which is scary since this is his first title defense and he's still just 29 years of age. The ankle and foot injury was not an issue this time around in this fight, and Sean was able to strike from distance, basically busting Chito up bad from round 1 all the way to round 5. Chito had no chance whatsoever. This is the problem with fighters who are slow starters. Sometimes they can't get it going or even get a footing in the fight. A fighter who loves to utilize all of his reach and range is going to love to make mince meat out of you. That's what happened. At times, near the latter stages of the fight, Chito tried to close the distance and make it a dogfight, but Sean's movement slickness was too much. Sean took a few heavy blows, but Sean's toughness is also underrated. Him and Jan went through a dogfight a while back. He stuck to the game plan, led the dance, and thoroughly put a beating on Chito. Gotta give Chito his flowers though, because man, he's an absolute warrior. There's strikes that were landed on Chito that would KO any other bantamweight except maybe Merab. That knee was right on the money. Overall, it's hardly anything you can say about this performance other than Sean is the better fighter and this chapter with Chito can finally be closed. Next in line for a title shot is definitely Merab. In the co-main event, we had Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus Benoit St. Denis in the lightweight division. Benoit, a young hungry fighter on the come up with 5 straight wins by finishing the first or second round before this fight with a legend and veteran of the division, Dustin Poirier. It was Dustin's turn to show he could hold his spot at lightweight and keep the new generation back like what Gaethje did with Fiziev and Charles will be doing against Sarukian next. That's exactly what Dustin did, because he won emphatically with a devastating counter-strike KO to put out a statement win and show he's still one of the best in the world. He still hasn't lost back-to-back fights in his career either. Poirier was getting bullied by his younger adversary BSD in the first round, and on all scorecards he won the first 10-9. Dustin kept pulling guillotines like what he usually does against grapplers who shoot for the classic takedowns like what BSD does. Dustin was put in a lot of positions that were not good positions to be in. In round 2, Poirier rocked Benoit and dropped him momentarily when Benoit opened up against the cage, with Poirier being pinpoint as usual with his counter-punching. Dustin decided to attempt a ghillie again, which in turn put him in a bad position. BSD flattened Poirier out, threatening chokes at one point before the tides changed. Dustin started to use the standing guillotine as a method of turning BSD to get his back off the cage and get back to the center of the octagon, or what you would call open space to land strikes in what would be the gray area of the fight for BSD, because we all know Benoit is sloppy with his striking and striking defense. Dustin is the better striker by miles, especially in the mid-range where he can box. That's exactly what happened. Dustin's beautiful straight left with the right hook crushed Benoit and separated him from consciousness before following up with one more big punch on the ground. It was what we expected, absolute war for as long as it lasted. Benoit St. Denis is definitely a future player at lightweight, but he's got to clean up that striking defense if he wants to be champion, because he definitely has the tools in the grappling department. As for now, Dustin is still elite and still in the title picture. Crazy the longevity this guy has had for years. He's been in the top 3 at lightweight. It just shows you how golden this era of lightweights truly are. Looking back years later, this era of lightweights, Charles, Islam, Dustin, Justin, Habib, all these guys will be remembered for how they maintained a success at the top of the division for as long as they did. Dustin has arguably one of the best resumes of all time in the UFC and probably the best lightweight resume ever. The diamond made under pressure for sure. Thank you guys for listening to me talk as always. Make sure to subscribe, like, share, and if you've got any opinions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below.